I wanted to show you one last thing before I hand you your midterm, and that is how to move a circle slower than 1. So I've got right here a speed variable, and I'm just going to be moving my circle across the screen because you know what, it's a pretty boring game to just click on a circle that's not moving at all, right? So here I've got my x speed and I've set it to 2, and down here in my logic I'm moving my circle by adding my speed to my x. And of course we can have our if condition, like if we get to the right side of the screen, then multiply the speed by -1 and so on. So you can see right now my circle is moving across the screen, and when I click on it, it's moving to a new location and it just keeps moving to the right. Now what if we wanted to move slower than that? So what if we wanted to move, let's say, at a speed of 0.8? Something even slower than 1. Now what's going to happen when I go to run it is I'm going to get an error. And the error is, when I'm trying to draw my circle, because I've added x speed to x, if x was 400, for example, and x speed is 0.8, now x is 400.8. But the problem is, where is pixel 400.8? Pixels come in integer numbers, right? Whole numbers. I need an integer here. I don't need a decimal number. So that decimal is causing a problem. Well, there's a very, very easy way around that. And that is right here. As soon as I go to draw my circle, it doesn't matter whether x is an integer or a floating point number. We can just convert it into an integer no matter what it is. Same thing with our y, right? We can convert our y value into an integer. So just like it says str, we're converting score into a string. We can convert this value into an integer by just enclosing it in brackets and putting the word int here. So now when I go to run this program, I'm actually kind of moving my circle over by 0.8, except it's kind of rounding it for me each time, right? And if you want to really slow the game down, the decimal number really doesn't matter. I can put this as 0.1, and now when I go to run it, you see it's moving very, very, very slowly at 0.1. So every 10 times through the loop, it's moving over by 1. And since my loop is running at about 60 times a second, because that's the frame rate I've capped it at, it takes quite a while to move my circle very far. Okay, so at 0.1, it can be 3.1, it doesn't matter. All that means is that I can start using decimal places as my speed rather than only having to use integers, because if 1 is too slow but 2 is too fast and you want to go somewhere in between, now that's pretty easy to do. Just convert your locations into integers when you actually go to draw your object.